As some of you may know, this has been a particularly difficult time for my family. I turned 82 last week. The end of my contributions are closer than I'd prefer. I believe more strongly than ever that America's global leadership is essential to preserving the shining city on a hill that Ronald Reagan discussed. As long as I'm drawing breath on this earth, I will defend American exceptionalism. So as I've been thinking about when I would deliver some news to the Senate, I always imagined a moment when I had total clarity and peace about the sunset of my work. A moment when I'm certain I have helped preserve the ideals I so strongly believed. That day arrived today. To serve Kentucky in the Senate has been the honor of my life. To lead my Republican colleagues has been the highest privilege. But one of life's most underappreciated talents is to know when it's time to move on to life's next chapter. So I stand before you today, Mr. President, and my colleagues, to say this will be my last term as Republican leader of the Senate. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. However, I'll complete my job my colleagues have given me until we select a new leader in November and they take the helm next January. I'll finish the job the people of Kentucky hired me to do as well, albeit from a different seat, and I'm actually looking forward to that. But Father Time remains undefeated. I'm no longer the young man sitting in the back, hoping colleagues would remember my name. It's time for the next generation of leadership. There'll be a new custodian of this great institution next year. I won't surprise you to know I intend to turn this job over to a Republican majority leader. I have full confidence in my conference to choose my replacement and lead our country forward. There are many challenges we must meet to deliver for the American people, and each will have my full effort and attention. I still have enough gas in my tank to thoroughly disappoint my critics, and I intend to do so with all the enthusiasm with which they become accustomed. So to my colleagues, thank you for entrusting me with our success. It's been an honor to work with each of you. There'll be plenty of time to express my gratitude in greater detail as I sprint towards the finish line, which is now in sight. I yield the floor.
And Kentucky, I'm humbled and grateful that you've rehired me to keep fighting for your families and serving our Commonwealth for the next 6 years.
Minority Leader.
Over the Electoral College has spoken. So today I want to congratulate President-elect Joe Biden.
President, you know what's happening with Kevin McCarthy and his leadership. Can you trust him and work with him?
And this bridge, I think, symbolizes the coming together of both sides on something that both sides thought was important to try to get an outcome.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Welcome.
This week has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Okay, Mitch? Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press? Go back.
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
And was it related to your injury from earlier this year where you suffered a concussion? Is that
I'm fine.
you're fine, you're fully able to
Yeah.
do your job?
Do you have anybody in mind to replace you when you're no longer the conference leader?
That's okay. What are your thoughts on running for re-election in 2026?
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in
Oh.
2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Yep.
Head outside, so come with us.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
Trump is treason!
Investments in our national defense since the days of Ronald Reagan.
Thank you. Mitch, how about you starting?
You've ended the overregulation of the American economy. And that, coupled with what we did last night and what the House finished this morning, means America is going to start growing again. Thank you, Mr. President, for all you're doing.
President as well. The president has frequently, in the last couple of weeks, called Mitch McConnell essentially a roadblock to his agenda. Do you agree with the president's assessment?
I stand by my man, both of them.